So what are the shots that you fight in your game?
Okay, so just picked up these irons. These are brand new.
Okay.
Much more forgiveness. I was using, not blades, but I wasn't getting a lot of distance. So these are helping with my flight, number one. I found things were coming very low. When I first started and really got into it, I was fighting a lot of over the top, particularly with driver. Better now, but balance, so blocks out to the right, things like that.
Okay, all right.
Only recently hook, because I'm trying to bring everything like over exaggerate from coming from the inside. So
Okay. 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 So you got a lot going on in your swing.
I mean, you hit the ball well, so clearly there's not things that are super broken, right?
yeah,
I mean, if we think of it from that perspective. So when you got this club going back, setup's fine, grip is fine. You've got this club face the most open I've ever seen anybody who can hit the ball solid.
thank you.
So when we start, yeah, no, for sure, definitely. I want to talk about the stuff that I'm seeing.
Yeah,
And,
no, I appreciate it. Listen,
so
of course.
we've got that club open.
Yeah.
We've got the wrist super cupped up here.
Yeah.
But when you start moving down into the ball,
Yeah.
you change that orientation. So you go from being here and then you flatten
kind of
it
like
out.
square it up almost.
You do. So that
Yeah.
all that stuff ends up being pretty good.
Yeah.
You
I've never noticed the cup wrist though.
Yeah, and it's so not just so much the cup wrist as the fact that you've got your hands almost over your toes.
Yeah.
So we're not getting a lot of depth. Most of the time I'm trying to see the butt of the club like behind the heel.
Yeah.
So it's not going back as far.
Yeah.
So with an open face, a cupped wrist, like very lack of depth, it's like, okay, like those are the things that most people would tackle right away.
It can cause a lot of mistakes, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But it's more about like, you know, like I said, most teachers are going to look at that and go, hey, that's not what the internet tells me to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I want to try and tackle is a little bit more on, you know, like explain here, when you start to flatten that wrist out, it puts the club on a really good plane.
Yeah.
The shaft, the club head goes from under the shaft, which is open, to above the shaft or the right of the shaft there, which is square, right? And now
Yeah.
as it comes down, you do a pretty good job of things. The part that I want to fix without talking about it is the fact that this elbow comes through first, and we have lots of elbow bend in the swing.
Yeah.
Meaning that when you come through this shot, your grip actually gets closer to you, and so it's
Yeah.
coming inward.
Yeah.
And that inward can lead to the fats and the thins.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
So where I want to feel like we tackle this today is that I want you to feel that as you take the club back, that you turn the front of your body more toward this camera.
Yeah.
I don't
that
care
helps.
how your hands and arms
Yeah.
work. I want the takeaway to feel like it's going this way first, full
Yeah.
turn, and then lift the club up the way you normally do.
Yeah.
Okay, so from that spot, from a full turn, being able to get this up the same way you do,
Yeah.
I want it to feel as though that since we've turned a lot this way, that now you turn a lot that way.
Yeah.
And instead of having the arms outrace your body, I want the arms to feel like they stay back and you turn your body a little bit more. And we're gonna get more, it's like, you're gonna get more hand to body lag.
Okay.
Instead of having the
So
hands.
body should be first.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes do I go hands first?
You do.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's a function of the fact
Yeah.
that the hands aren't deep
Yeah.
and the face is open.
Yeah.
Now,
Now, when you say open face, just so that I'm clear, like on the way back, I was always taught that your club face goes down the line.
Yeah, it's more about when it gets to the top of the swing.
Yeah.
The fact that the head is under the shaft means it's open.
Yeah.
So set up to a shot. Okay. So at the top of your swing,
Yeah.
because there's so much of that,
Yeah.
it's open.
Yeah.
Right? But on the downswing, you
Yeah.
do this really well, which squares it up.
Okay.
So, like, it's all good. You know? Like, you're not slicing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, at impact, it's not open.
Yeah.
And if you happen to go from open to closed, that's your idiosyncrasy. That's just the way that you do it.
Yeah.
I'm not changing that, because that could ruin you.
Yeah.
Right? Trying to put you into a model like that could ruin you.
Yeah.
But in order to create a little bit of a higher hand path, in order to be able to have your arms not really work so much around you, we're going to turn you around so that the arms can go up. And then if you turn your body to the target before the arms get there, what we're going to do is we're going to find more lag between your hands and your chest, right? More lags between your hands and your chest instead of the hands catching up to the chest, the opposite of leg.
Yeah.
Okay? So if we think about it from an analogy of the water boat and the skier.
Yeah.
Okay? If this is the water boat and this is the skier, it's the water boat that has to pull the skier.
Right.
But somehow your skier catches up to the water boat.
Yeah.
And imagine driving the boat and having the water skier pull up beside you. Like, how the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the idea that I want to go with.
Okay, turn more hip turn. Yeah, look at the ball. Look down at the ball, shoulder down to the ground. Okay, so we have a little bit of tilt, being this one's lower than that one.
Mm-hmm.
Good, one more time. It might just feel like you swivel your ass to the target. Good, now that went fast.
Yeah.
Take the squeeze out of here, start again. Okay, just turn. Softly put the club in here. That's better. So if the club moves soft on the takeaway, you haven't put a torque into it or a jerk into it.
And I found that, again, I'm homemade, but I found that I would lead with my hands all the time, right?
Yep, I can see it.
Turn.
I can see it.
Yeah.
So if we soften up the squeeze in your arms and in your hands, keeping the wrists floppy, because that's important in golf, right? Give me just the half backswing turning toward me. More turn to the hips. Belt buckle faces me. There, that's better. Do it again. Softer, more turn. Good, hold it there. So as you turn, we get our tilt, which stays in our posture, by these ribs going down to the ground, shoulder going down to the ground. So it's like a tilt to the left. Slowly. There, that's better. Okay, so same thing again. A turn and a tilt without moving the club. Good, go to the top. Okay, now from here, I want you to feel like you're turning your body while you're so start turning to the target, and we want the arm, so turn, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. I'm gonna pull now, keep turning. Now if I let go, that thing snaps through.
Yeah.
So we need to feel as though that the body turns and leaves the water skier here for a sec, but at some point it's gonna start pulling on the water skier and snapping that thing through. Okay. So in order for you to feel like you are pulling your hands via your pivot turn, the arms have to be soft.
Okay.
And if I could kind of give you some tips along the way here, soft arms mean that the arms are trying to reduce their speed.
Okay. I feel like I'm very armsy and handsy. That's where I think the speed comes from.
I'm good with handsy because as soon as you feel like the club releases, it's all hand action.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not a hand action, it's a hand result.
Okay.
It just does that.
Yeah.
So, the flip in the golf swing has got a bad rap. Yeah. Mickelson and VJ flip it more than anybody else. Yeah. They just do it at a better time than all those guys on the range. Okay, so one more time. Full turn, halfway back with the arms. Full turn, the most you can go. Couldn't be too much today. Good, that's the takeaway move I want you to have. And then from there, keep it going up and turn to the target. None of your balls are going to fade, even though the face is miles open at the top, because you've developed the motion that twists the face closed on the downswing, and then you swing from the inside. So,
Nick, should I be looking to fix that open?
No, don't. You'd have to quit golf for a year.
Yeah, because I'm so ingrained.
It's a big change to do that. You're a good player, so clearly it's not something that's going to take 10 shots off your game. Good. So the more that you can feel like it's the body turning the arms away,
Yeah.
it gives you room to lift the arms up. So we're going to end up with a bigger backswing, I think, today. Just as a result of you pivoting earlier and softer with the arms. If your arms are moving the club back, if your arms start putting the club to your right around your side, your body's going to freeze. It's going to brace up and stop. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's got to feel as though that it's a full turn with nothing going on to the arms yet.
Okay.
Then it goes up. All right? And as it goes up, that's your cue to start changing direction.
Okay. Now, one thing that I think, one person once identified that caused the low ball flight is that my weight is here on this side, but there's no turn. It's just that my weight's here, but this isn't here.
Could be.
Yeah.
Or it could be just that because you're not turning, you're actually closing the face more and more and more and more until it gets to the ball. That ball was broken anyway. You hear it whistle? Okay, give me a couple practice swings. So once you make your initial takeaway, you can stop and freeze it there. Okay, good. Hold it there. Now, as the arms go up, you have to turn forward. So the top of the backswing isn't when everything finishes their backswing. The reason the club changes direction is because the body has earlier already changed its direction. So you think of it like the gymnast that does the ribbon thing, right? The second that the handle goes this way, the ribbon follows. And when the ribbon or the handle pulls this way, eventually the end of it snaps. Same thing with the club. So we're going to go here. As the arms go up, I want you to go forward.
As the arms go up forward.
Yes. Your body turn happens way before the arms get to the top. Okay. So if I were to time your swing with my stopwatch, it's just not enough time.
Good?
No, I'm just saying in terms of like how long your swing takes, I'd like it to take longer.
Yeah.
But if your arms go back so much, then you're going to rush the downswing with the arms again, and that's when it starts to orbit your body like this. And I almost want you to feel
You're
like
saying my arms too much? I'm taking too much?
no, your golf swing doesn't take long enough because your arms are too quick.
I see.
But if I took my arms out of it and only did pivot and pivot, it takes longer to do that, right? The trunk takes longer to turn than it does for the hands to whip around the trunk. And so I'm trying to take your arms a little bit out of this motion. Really trying to feel as though that you turn to me a lot and then you turn to the target a lot. That was awesome. A little clunky on the face, but that was a great move.
That felt better. I put this down because I'm trying to give myself like a mental reminder to just turn my body.
Yep, good.
So I feel like I'm getting there. I'm turning well.
Ball more forward in your stance. A little more.
This is 7.
Yeah, more. Now it's in the front half. Okay.
This is where I want it.
Yeah,
I feel like it's on front foot.
right in the middle. Don't move. That's pretty much in the middle. That's where we want it. So club would sit down there in the middle, which would put the ball just in front of center.
Okay.
And what was your target line?
I was going to that like red tree in between the
Yeah,
pines.
I got you. Okay.
Okay.
Wicked. So good.
Was good, eh?
Yeah.
I still feel the arm at the end.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah. But yeah.
Takeaway stuff first, downswing
Definitely.
stuff second, third stuff ends up showing up.
Yeah, like this sounds so, you know, like a just whatever, an expression, but it feels much easier when you use your body.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody, well, I'd say 90% of people that go through this tell me at some point it feels effortless
Yeah.
because I take the length of their force out.
That's what it feels like. I'm not just like trying to force my arms the entire swing.
Good.
So I've never missed left in my life, but that seems to be the miss right now.
Okay. As long as it never fades. Like the miss has to be either a small push
Yeah.
or a more bigger draw.
Yeah.
Never fades and never pulls.
I don't want like the over the top cut.
No fades and no pulls.
Yeah.
Because that's a totally different pattern. You either have a push and a hook or you have a pull and a cut.
Yeah.
Can't have a mixture.
Fair enough.
More turn with that.
Yeah, I will. That one was a bit chunky.
Yep. Really nice flight.
It is, eh?
Yeah, really good. It's the
First
same
I
every
ever
time.
hit these. My old irons were not good.
Didn't like these?
I got these secondhand. They're very light and they're very
Oh.
bladey. I would really struggle with ball flight.
That's way too much.
I know.
That's not enough shaft.
Yeah.
So it's regular
you know what? I
shaft.
felt that today.
Yeah, it's a regular shaft. It's
Yeah.
half a stiffness
Yeah.
less than this.
I went for the fitting. I went to Modern Golf. So
Yeah.
I really wanted to get something new, and my 7-iron was like the apex was like 40.
40
40. Yeah.
yards.
No, like off the ground.
Oh,
I was
launch
really-
angle.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
really struggling.
Yeah, that's too much launch. No, the new ones look good.
I really feel like I can hit these in the air. So let's just say, I guess, I'll go as far forward as I can, feeling like I can go down the line.
Stance is too wide. Okay, now go more forward than that.
This feels, I'm pushing the boundary here.
So that's not even at your front heel yet. That's inside your shoe.
But
I know it's the look. It's the feel of the look.
I feel like it's,
Okay, so don't move your feet. Give me your club.
Yeah.
Perpendicular with that club on the ground.
yeah,
You're right there. You're barely, like, it's just barely in front.
yeah. So is that
That's-
too far back?
No, that would be pretty good, but we could still go more forward based on how you're hitting it. So twist them out to the right, kind of where you want the ball to start. More. So turn your chest to me more. There, good, hit that one. Turn your chest toward me, which closes the shoulders a little more. Good. I can barely see your front shoulder. You're pretty much square here.